she could have interviewed about this. He can't defend himself. I want her to talk about this, and absolutely. But the other part of that too is because Oprah spent a lot of time with Michael
Yes,
Jackson.
she did.
Just she interviewed him like 2, 3, 4 times. They hugged up.
How many of you guys remember that saying when you go into people's house? What you see in this house stays in this house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Oprah's been. She's interviewed Michael Jackson a bunch of times. She called him her very good friend, and then you turn around. Interviewed his family even. So it's like I get it. Maybe emotions took over, but to me, Oprah's very smart. I think because she's been through a lot, especially having people hoodwink her on the show a bunch of times. So I think she was probably able to take a step back and say, okay. You guys remember when she went to the whole beef thing, when the beef industry in Texas was suing her because she said about the mad cow disease, I stopped eating beef cold, Oprah being the guru of everything. They claimed that she affected their meat sales, their beef sales. And so Oprah, from that point, I'm sure she's gained a lot of wisdom in that I can't just really be going out there saying everything. She won, by the way, but Babu says, Michael Jackson fundamentally denounced his race and turned himself into a little white girl. That's a lie because on plenty of occasions, Michael Jackson says, I'm black. I know I'm black. So that's a lie. That's a lie that's perpetuated through the media that Michael Jackson didn't want to be black. It is medically proven that Michael Jackson had vitiligo. If you do the research, the coroner's report says that he indeed suffered from vitiligo. All right, so the plastic surgery thing, that's a whole other story. But Michael Jackson never denounced being black. He's on record a whole host of times saying that he's proud to be black.
Yeah, and when it comes to the plastic surgery, there's a whole bunch of stars that get addicted to that. Yeah. Little Kim. You got all kinds of people that just turn themselves into something else.
But Michael Jackson was unapologetically black. And then you also say, and making the feminization of the black male popular. Michael Jackson didn't make that popular. Do that. Let's take it back to Little Richard. We can go back further than that.
We don't have to go back further than that. The Bad album. The man was grabbing his balls on the video. How much more masculine can you get?
Right, he made grabbing your balls popular. Hey, I ain't got that. I'm sure I did the shit.
Well, remember in the 70s, all brothers kept grabbing their package.
Right, so that's a lie that people tell. Michael Jackson didn't make being effeminate popular. Hell, like I said, Little Richard went back, and that's see. I'm not saying you don't know your history, but if we know our history, I saw an interview with Terrence Trent D'Arby on Arsenio Hall show today, where he was saying, especially in America, if men want to make it in the music industry, that Hollywood and the music industry almost expects for them to be effeminate. That's just how they have to come out in order to sell records. So
Billy Porter.
But then you say, we're always talking about the war against black people, but then we act like the enemy do not come from within. That's misapplied. Again, Michael Jackson never denounced being black. Yeah. And Marcus says, I really believe what Oprah Winfrey thought was that her word was gospel in the black community because it was so powerful in the white community. She is one of those people that misunderstands black people in a major way. Black people may have joked about Michael, but there was always a different kind of loyalty that went above and beyond reproach. Yeah, she is just that one black woman that white people love.
They're comfortable with.
They're comfortable with her.
Because they don't love us.
Okay. And then I remember when she had that stupid movie Beloved or whatever by Toni Morrison. Tank. And she cried because she thought that her loyal fans would support her. She was upset because they didn't go out and see it. I'm like, I went and saw that in the movies, and white people were getting up like, this is weird. I almost left. It was super weird. And so Tay says a lot of people who siding with Michael Jackson are people who have no real history of Michael Jackson. You say I'm siding against Michael Jackson. Are people who have no real history of Michael Jackson. I never really cared about Oprah, but I could really give a frog's ass about her about her now. I refuse to entertain Michael Jackson slander of any kind. Michael Jackson is an innocent man. Let him rest. Absolutely. So that's why we're confused, Tay. Like, okay, so what is Oprah's real agenda here? And then Sydney says that this might kick to federal court as well. So what, the lawsuit? And then Sydney says, I really feel like many men feel like R. Kelly wasn't wrong. Women too, is something wrong with that. He married a 15-year-old girl when he was 27-year-old man. Isn't that enough? No, I agree. I think a lot of people, and you know who it is? It's like his real super fan base who is like, I don't care. And
mostly women.
Yeah, I went on some thread. I remember that thing I said yesterday when R. Kelly jail for the second time. He had this little swagger about him, and you go in the comment section, and women was like, "Ooh, look at his bow legs. Ooh, he got some good D. I bet. Ooh, and look at it work. All the money we raised."
And there was a woman while I was walking out that was just hysterical.
Just touched my hand.
Yeah.
So
she didn't care about
those people are just his fans, and they don't care. I mean, it's kind of hard to suspend your disbelief about people you like, but sometimes you have to say, you know what? He's not a good guy. Right. I'm one of those people who believe R. Kelly needs help.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree with you because it's hard for me to believe Ike Turner did the things he did to Tina. You cannot break a woman's jaw and then they go out and sing 30 seconds later. It just doesn't happen.
Stop it.
So.
And Marcus says, not seen or Kelly is not guilty, but I'm not saying R. Kelly is not guilty, but I am saying that there is Donald Trump and he does sit in the highest office in the land.
Hello.
There are pedophiles in the judicial system making judgment calls, and they are abusing the law when it comes to black people and black men especially. Now, absolutely. I mean, how many times do you see or hear about politicians getting wrangled up for some sex crimes with kids and women?
In a bathroom.
Yeah, just like every day. But yeah,
glory hole.
I mean, come on now. How long we've been talking about R. Kelly?
Exactly.
We've been talking about R. Kelly for what, 2 months, 3 months now?
Yeah, 2 or 3 months now.
Like every day, it's like
because
I'll see 10 comments or posts in a row sometimes about R. Kelly
and,
on my timeline.
And then it started rolling and getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
But yet Trump is just out there grabbing the hoo-ha.
8,000. They said 2 months ago, this man has told over 8,000 lies. Doesn't pay taxes. I mean, it's all out there.
Right.
And nothing's done. If Obama had done that once, they would have strung that nigga. Obama. Yeah, strung that nigga up.
It says Kitty Kelly. Yeah,
Kitty Kelly.
Wrote that book about Oprah and was pissed that someone would write a false story about her life. Now look at what she did to Michael's like, well, what do they say? One good turn
deserves another.
Mm-hmm. Hello. Exactly. And Al says Oprah should be ashamed for those terrible movies, Beloved and Women of Brewster's Place.
Well,
yeah, I didn't like Beloved. The Women of Brewster's Place or whatever, but Beloved was like.
Yeah, it was 3 hours long. I mean.
Out of all the stuff you could have made is.
And wait. What was stupid about her back then? Because I remember when that thing went down. You expected white women to go to a movie about slavery?
Listen, Donovan, I was there in the movie and I seen white people leaving. Let me get my goddamn money back.
Right. I mean, I'm not saying that the story wasn't based on truth, because it was based on a true story. Because there were women that were rather kill their kids in slavery.
So there was bees and stuff coming out of their mouths?
No, that's all thing. But I'm just saying in the slave narratives, there were women that would rather kill their kids than put them in slavery. So it was kind of a biopickish. But stupid. To expect your white woman base to go in there and be like, oh, yes.
She did. Yes. She cried about it on one of her shows when they didn't. I look it up.
You got white people that won't believe the damn dash camera Rodney King getting his ass whooped. I mean, come on.
Right. And so this is Oprah and Gayle has only exposed themselves. Those who in their beds with, who's in their beds with, and as well as how media is used to destroy black people. They need to do a documentary on surviving George Washington.
Damn.
Thomas Jefferson and all other presidents minus the black one. Yeah, I mean, like we can just close our eyes and just throw a dart and just wherever we land, we can start with those. I mean, it's not like there's not information out there about other people. We just choose to like dogpile our own people. And Sydney says we never will leave Hollywood clean. They've been messing with Michael since he brought the Beatles catalog, and he says that. He says that. Basically, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm a dead man walking. They're not going to rest until they get this.
Right, but you would think when he knew that, just give it up.
Right, and then so Charlie, you're tagging people. Cool. And then it says, and then you also say, let's see, Oprah Winfrey is building her brand. Oprah. But I thought Oprah already had a brand built. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, what's really going on here?
It's the next phase.
Something going on. And Jonelle says Oprah is an opportunist and her girl Gayle is too. They love black exploitation. There's no doubt in my mind that you're right. I mean, just look look at the stuff that's on there. Yeah,
it's just trash. Gayle is not a contract journalist. A lot of people think that because you're on TV and you're broadcasting the news that you're a journalist. Most of those people are actors.
Well, she's probably not a journalist per se. but she is contracted through CBS.
I understand that, but I'm just saying most of the people you see out there, they're actors. They look good, or they're there for a certain.
Like Michael Strahan.
Right.
Football player.
Yeah, he's not a journalist.
And Marcus says, I don't think he is. He went to school for it.
No.
Marcus says, the notion that Michael Jackson wants to be white is disturbing. A disturbing line. When is it documented? When it is a documented fact that much of the reason he went into publishing was to assure black artists, yes indeed, that they would get their publishing back. He gave Chuck Berry his publishing back and gave Little Richard his publishing back too. And those are known facts. Mm-hmm. Those are facts.
Right.
So to say that Michael Jackson was running from blackness and did not help black people is a goddamn lie from the pit of hell.
Right. And a lot of people,
we need to stop saying that stuff.
And a lot of people that don't give Michael a lot of credit. He was a very astute business person because after Thriller was made, he was talking to Paul McCartney, who wrote a lot of songs.
Right.
And he asked him for some advice, and he said, Mr. McCartney, I'm looking at investing in something. What would you invest in? And Paul McCartney was investing in catalogs.
Correct.
And Paul said, hey, this is what I'm doing. And so Michael said, wow, that's a good idea. I think I'll buy your songs.
And he thought it was joking until he bought it.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And Tay says...
And Paul McCartney was mad. Excuse me, cut you off.
And they had you... And that's what I was telling Al. I said, you didn't see them hanging out after that.
Yeah, he was mad.
The Girl Is Mine.
And Say.
After that, crickets.
Mm-hmm.
And Tay says, also, it was noted in his autopsy that Michael Jackson had vitiligo. Yes, it's like, read. Stop letting white people and all these other cuckoos tell you that Michael Jackson hated to be black. Yeah. It says, documented by the coroner, that this man had certifiable
medical condition,
vitiligo. I mean, the information is there.
Right.
And hey, Steve, you're laughing. He says, laugh my ass off. And Al says,
you new niggas with the Hotep niggas.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what somebody called us earlier.
Yeah.
And Al says, after Geraldo Rivera got beat up on his show, he didn't have too many blacks on the show after that, and his ratings sucked. Elaborate more on it, Donovan, because he's like, you watched the shit.
Well, no. I have to do my research because I knew 20 years from now I would be doing a show like this. Here's the thing. Geraldo Rivera opened the door to this kind of controversy. That's why Jerry Springer changed his format. Now, don't sit here and think when Oprah first started, she was just this chandelier.
Oprah was in the mud too.
Yeah. She brought the Klansmen on.
She was doing gotcha stuff too.
Right.
I remember a show where she said she was no longer going to be doing that. But
that kind of stuff.
She was in the Phoenix style with Jenny Jones.
Yes, exactly.
What's the other cat? Downey.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. and all these salacious cats.
Yeah.
She was Ricky Lake. She was in the bed with all of them doing it. She tried to change the format.
And then it was an outrage when Jerry Springer's ratings started to outdo Oprah. Right. When Jerry was letting them fight on the show and stuff like that. So, it goes back a long way. But she started like everybody else.
Right. Yeah. And so Sydney says that Michael Jackson, once his hair was burned during the commercial, he started his plastic surgery.
Yeah.
And they said too that's where he sort of got some sort of a pain pill addiction.
Yeah, he got the pain pill addiction because people don't realize that he had a 3rd-degree burn.
Oh yeah,
on his scalp.
It burned him up.
Yeah.
And Steve says Beloved was trash. I mean, that was like, what is there anything worse than trash? And then Samuel says the casting couch, modern but breaking. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean, Oprah and Gayle are completely in bed with white supremacy. I mean, it's just a fact. Mm-hmm. And Tate says, replying to Sydney, he was filming that Pepsi commercial. So let's see what he said. So the Pepsi commercial. And Babu said, like I said.
Go ahead, brother.
I don't think it's buck breaking as much as it's the fear of exposing white supremacists. If Gayle and Oprah had did this to those white people, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Admit it. People today are voyeurs and they love to see the dirt.
Absolutely.
That's why, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. Mm-hmm. I believe they are in bed with white supremacy, and it works because we are a very voyeuristic society. Ooh, I want to see what the Kardashians are doing. Well, or what this person is doing. Oh, we didn't know Michael Jackson allegedly did that to you. Like, to me, I don't want to hear these stories about kids allegedly being sexually. I don't want to hear it.
Well, here it is. You know, people are talking about reparations, something that is important in the black community that we are due to have.
Right.
But the most of our millennials and kids, what are they talking about? Cardi B, this, that. I mean, it's crazy.
What, you don't talk about Cardi B?
No, I don't. Oh. Not when it comes to I don't even know some of her music. I mean, I don't even know. But what I'm saying is, it's like you said all along. We like to be entertained.
We like to be entertained. It's just a fact. So I think it backfired on Oprah as far as the black community. And admittedly, there's a lot of white Michael Jackson fans was like, not today, B. Right. Not today.
Well, all I know is in Romania and Bucharest, they're upset.
Right, Bucharest, they turned it out. And Jonelle says, Michael Jackson dated Stephanie Mills, Brooke Shields, Priscilla Presley. He had women, and I think even Evan Ross is his son. He was straight and loved women. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with the Stephanie Mills thing, because Stephanie Mills was at that time married to Jeffrey Daniels of Shalimar.
Oh, excuse me. But anyway, Michael Jackson said repeatedly, "I'm not homosexual." With me, he's probably a little, eccentric.
Well, he was scared. Yeah,
I mean, but I never got the impression that Michael Jackson was homosexual.
Yeah, have you seen some of them coochies in the 70s? Woo! Yikes!
Sydney says the R. Kelly case might get kicked to federal court.
How? Based on what? The inner trafficking. If they get them on the inner trafficking,
they're trying to get them for trafficking. I guess a minor to
across
Detroit
states,
or something like that.
Across state lines.
Yeah,
you're correct.
And Al says E-Bayou movie has some pedophile in it too. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's the one with Jussie Smollett's sister and Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson's in it.
Wasn't he liking the little girl or something like that? It was weird as well. Yeah. And Steve says Oprah agenda is making money point blank. She don't care about how she gets it there. And I think it's just time people have that conversation about Oprah. Oprah, Oprah's for black people in Africa. I don't know all the philanthropy that she does. I'm sure she does some things, so I don't want to say she doesn't, but this thing here, if you ever doubt it, it's just unacceptable. Like, Oprah, like I said earlier, you have no moral standing to do what you're doing to Michael Jackson. You got some skeletons that's hanging out your closet too.
Now, I want you guys to remember Dee saying this today, because when the show moves to Houston and, we got to do our separate shows, I'm going to say the same thing. You owe me.
You in the bed with the white supremacy.
Yes, you went down there and took my show. And
we got a wild partner.
Got a wild. Okay.
And Marcus says, and the most powerful thing is that Michael Jackson lived a long time in the adult age, and Andrew Robinson and James Safechuck, Wade Robinson, and James Safechuck, they had an ample time to attack. I live in Michael Jackson with these accusations. I'm trying to read your comment. And Oprah had ample time to fight a living Michael Jackson. Well, I guess you're trying to say while Michael Jackson was living, and she believed what she believed. But all three would not have even attempted this line had he been alive. There would be death. Well, I don't know about death, but it's just like, per Taj Jackson, a whole host of other people. Another director, I posted on my page, his name's Clyde somebody. Mm-hmm. He basically called Wade the ropes and a liar. He said this dude is a liar. Mm-hmm. That it's always been known that he's been an opportunist. He broke up Britney and Justin because he was a dancer choreographer for Britney.
Right.
Ended up sleeping with Britney. He was instrumental in breaking up Prince and Mai Tai because he slept with Mai Tai. And that he cheated on Michael Jackson. Actually hooked Wade and his niece up. They were together like 7-8 years. She finally left him because he kept cheating on her. Mm-hmm. One of them was with Britney Spears. And so, the dude is not an angel, but yet Oprah's helping to paint him to be that. And so Tay says it was reported that fans paid his child support to get R. Kelly out of jail. I really need to understand how these women support him. I don't get it.
Where were these women when I had my child support stuff? Golly.
Can you sing?
Swing low.
That's why they didn't pay it. That's why they didn't pay it, okay? Yeah, but you know what, Tay? I told Donovan the other day, I said, somebody's going to pay this man. This man ain't going to be in it long.
Yeah, she did.
I said, somebody going to pay this child support. And, there's women on this one thing I sent them admitting we rated it worked.
Yep, GoFundMe and stuff. But here's the funny thing, and that's why I was telling you, R. Kelly is not broke. He has basically, even the woman from that bailed him out the first time, she said she didn't use her money. And right now they are tracking down where did that money come from.
Who is they?
The government or whatever they're doing.
It's like, well, why do y'all really, is it?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, but the thing is, remember I told you his scenario is to like be broke, so a lot of people can't come after him. So if he's saying I'm broke and he's got his money hidden over here, which is smart, but he's not broke in the per se of Donovan Sadiq.
I almost called you the N-word. You ain't broke. Quit playing. And Charlie says she is trying to keep her quote-unquote brand Oprah with the white people. Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, because she knows that she ain't really making money. She entitled.
Well, she's got 49% of own net worth, so she's getting some money.
They're making out money off of black people that way. Because I doubt very seriously a whole host. I mean, probably some of white people are watching.
The have and the
have-nots, and if love and you was wrong, I don't want to be right, and all this garbage. You know, so you're right though. She's trying to, the Weight Watchers. We ain't going to Weight Watchers, goddamn.
Right,
okay?
Right. Just be a vegan.
Right. You see how that's turning out for your girl here. And Samuel says, I was in a conversation sometimes. Said Oprah wish was a part of that Oprah was part of the boule.
Boule, yeah.
I mean, she might be. I mean, it's possible.
I have been talking against these women for a long time and trying to wake people up saying they aren't what they seem to be. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but she's showing you she's a bad person.
Right. Oprah, I don't think Oprah's really for black people like that. And
once they get the money. And Steve, Coon, and Harvey, another example.
You just want to talk about Steve, don't you?
No, I mean, man, once they get the money, he's in a car with his wife, starting out, and he puts her on the streets.
Right. It's going to come back to him. And Al says, maybe it's difficult for some MJ fans not to believe he slept with little boys. He said he slept with little boys, but then he
sexually, right,
with little boys. That's not a secret. The man, and I like to counter that point with how many pedophiles do you know? I hope we don't know any. But just to say in the public eye, I said, oh, yes, I sleep with little boys all the time. Most pedophiles deny it altogether.
Well, let's stop that right there. Here's the thing. I have a pedophile in my family. He's gone to jail twice for rape of minors.
Right.
So how many of us can sit here and say, you don't know that? I'm very sure.
But I'm saying,
we all know some type of.
When he was going through a trial, he wasn't saying, I was sleeping in the bed.
Exactly.
And most pedophiles don't admit that.
Yeah, you're not going to admit that.
But Michael Jackson has clearly said that he's done that, but he's thinking it's normal.
But what I'm saying is, in our community, that video sent me of the girl arguing, her mom accusing her of sleeping with the boyfriend. And I mean, we all, it's in the community. We know that.
It's not a secret.
It's nothing new.
Correct. And Cindy says, I will ask again, do we believe that Orange Sun Kids looking father grab any woman, his hands are too small? So he said,
good one.
I don't know. And then Charlie is saying, hey to his cousin Ronnie Houston.
Right.
And Tay says, speaking of crazy white women, did y'all see Idris on SNL last night? Oh,
I saw the commercial. I didn't really.
Elba?
Yeah, he was on there last night.
Last night, he did that privileged white women sketch, and it was hilarious. No, I didn't see it. He wasn't cooning, was he?
No.
That's going to destroy how I think about Idris.
Wait, I thought you were from Molina. Molina.
I have a few crushes.
Crushes, okay, all right.
Intellectual crushes.
All right. Hey, and Tay, by the way, Tay got this beautiful couch that she got. I went to help her put it together and stuff. Very, 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 very nice couch. Cool. So hope that's working out good for you, Tay.
All right. And then Jonelle says, just think. Dylan Roof killed 9 people in the church after he prayed with them, got Burger King and private jet, and $4 million raised, because that's how white people roll.
That's right.
While we throw ours to the wolf, not saying they don't deserve punishment if they're wrong, but after over 400 years of evil, past and presently, being served to us by whites, who are whites to judge us black people, man and woman, up and tell the truth and shame these pale devils from these churches, from the church to their president, to their sick media. Absolutely. I mean, I agree. Who are you to me, I'm just stuck on the fact that you're trying to tell us who to be mad at.
Exactly.
But you got a lot of, a lot of time in your backyard,
let me cut you off. They're mad at the fact that we don't accept Kamala. Why aren't we voting for her? How dare you black people look and examine her record?
Because we gave her to you and you guys rejected her.
Yes.
That's what they're used to doing. They're just used to giving us our...
And they're upset. They're upset at that.
You'll get over it.
We got to be Corey. What about Corey? No, we don't want that one either.
You'll get over that too.
Right, so...
and Al says, wouldn't it have been a problem if Soledad O'Brien would have interviewed R. Kelly? I don't think it's the fact that they interviewed him as much as... if R. Kelly would have did all of that with me, I don't think I would have aired the interview.
Right, exactly.
I think I would have aired on the side of, okay, for one, I'm going to take a lot of heat. I mean, it doesn't look good for him, but now a lot of journalists are trying to get that gotcha moment.
It's all about sensationalism.
Sensationalism, ooh. And then, of course, everybody's putting a picture of her just, Gail is unbothered.
Her composure.
Yeah, her composure as this angry Negro, which is, it's like, we got to pay attention to the signs. So to this world, you have this composed black woman, while this raging,
look at how these Negroes act. These black men always act like this.
This angry, black, raging, ape-like acting black man. Yes, I mean, but we don't understand the
picture of what we're seeing.
The bigger picture of what's going on here.
The message.
I don't know if Soledad would have done it. I think, to me, it's how it was portrayed.
Right. I mean, I think a white man could have done the interview, or a white woman could have done the interview, but like you said, that part where he's jumping around, we can't use that.
Yeah, okay, man, sit down and get composed.
Yeah. Get your composure. And let's use...
Same thing with Robin Roberts. Can't stand her.
Can't stand her.
When she interviewed Chris Brown, his people repeatedly asked her not to bring up Rihanna. This had happened a couple years, I guess, or so before she interviewed him, and they repeatedly asked her not to do it. What does this bald head heifer do? She asked him repeatedly, he gets mad. And so they write the narrative that he's going ape, which he didn't go ape with her. He went mad. He got mad after it was over, and they released the story that Chris Brown is going, ham and that. But it's like, tell the whole story. You pissed me off. You kept asking me something when I asked you not to do that.
Anything to make the black man fit their narrative and make us look bad, that's what they're going to do.
Right. And that's what it did. Not saying R. Kelly looking bad outside of what he's accused of, but just the whole, he's ranting and raving. I didn't watch the interview, by the way. I've seen
because if anything, I really was like feeling sorry for him. Because he was having a meltdown.
Yes. I felt, you know what, this is going to sound odd. I felt sorry for R. Kelly because, like, here this man is, I mean, not feel sorry for him because of what he's going through per se, like the trial and stuff.
Yeah, not the legal part.
Here's this man in front of the whole world having a meltdown, and she's just nonchalant about it. You know?
Yeah, nigga, meltdown.
Right, I did this, or I helped do this. I don't want to say she did it, but she helped.
And the thing is, his image in the entertainment world, that's going to affect his image now. The R&B gangster singer, whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So.
You never know. A lot of women are like, oh.
Well, we already know that because they were like, oh.
Right. Marcus says, and let's be real. What is more disturbing than Elvis Presley, mother adopting Priscilla so that she can live with Elvis legally, and he could molest her from the age of 13 until she was legally able to, legally, let me see, I lost my comment. Are legally able to become his wife, still accelerated hero with evidence. That is a fact. No, absolutely.
Well, no, I'm going to have to disagree with that. And I'm going to say this because this is based on military fact. Priscilla Presley was a dependent living in Germany with her officer father. Once she became of age, the father let her go and be with Elvis.
But she was still underage.
Yeah, no, they allowed them to date underage and stuff like that. But the mother Elvis's mother adopting her, that's not true.
You ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Amanda says, I love Cardi like I love you, Big Daddy.
That's right. You doggone right. When are you coming home?
Deanna says, what's your beef with Cardi B? Save it.
No. Like I said, I don't listen to her music, so because she's on everybody's shit, so I don't.
She said, what's your beef with Cardi B? Donovan.
No beef. Okay,
hold on now. Cindy says, leave Cardi alone, Donovan. Not today.
No.
Not today.
I have no problem with Cardi B. She says she's not black. Hey, that's her stance.
Okay, and then Charlie says they hate Michael Jackson because he gave all the money from Pepsi Cola to the Burn Center in L.A. I heard he did that too. He also said, does Oprah have her money in a black bank? Yeah, I doubt it. Charlie says also, name one black community that Oprah Winfrey has helped in the U.S. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know specifically.
But she might have. Because, a lot of times people don't necessarily talk about the things she does.
Yeah, I do know she gives to her alma mater. I do know that.
Okay, so she does.
Tennessee or something.
So I don't want to say she doesn't do anything. And Al says, do you think past talk shows hosts like Mike Douglas, Merv Griffin, Dinah Shore, Sally Jesse Raphael, Jack Benny, and Dick Cavett didn't care about black people? I don't know. I don't know a lot about them, but I would imagine those are some old school cats.
Well, I can tell you this. A lot of them cared about enough to bring Muhammad Ali on there to bring their ratings up.
Right. Yeah. Right. They have people like that. And hey, Quincy, he says swing no when you swing no. He also say, I really believe he paid it himself in lies, so they can't take his money. Talking about R. Kelly. So I think that he paid it himself in lies.
That's what I'm saying. He's keeping it a low.
And Tay says, sorry, y'all gonna be mad, but I love Cardi.
Hey, I mean,
Cindy says, question Donovan Sadiq. Can you hide money after 9/11 asking for a friend?
Yes, absolutely.
Tell us off to the show because we don't want the fans to be coming in.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, look at what Donald Trump has done. Some of the things that he's done. It's a shell game. You can do it. Okay. And he's gotten away with it for a lot of years. Okay. And not only him, a lot more white people are doing it.
Got it. And then Tay says, FYI, Weight Watchers are struggling right now. Oprah is not helping them. And Al said the black women paying to get R. Kelly out of jail are probably the same ones not spending their children's probably not spending their children's support money on their kids.
No, they're taking that child support, getting R. Kelly out of jail.
What he said. To me, it's real. It's odd, but it's not odd because you think about, like we talked about this before, the serial killers and all kind of people having these women going and be pen pals and giving them money and throwing the drawers at the barbed wire fence and stuff. So it's not really odd that some of these cuckoo women are doing these type of things. And Tammy says, Michael Jackson said he shared his bed with little kids. He didn't sleep in the bed with them. He said he slept on the floor. He made it clear, right? So none of that is a secret, right, Tammy?
Well, and here's the thing. At the end of the day, we don't know what went on behind closed doors, so we have to take the man at his word.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to, but you know what I mean? There's no evidence to show that it's contrary to what he said.
Right. And the Tate says, no, he wasn't coming at all. I don't remember what that was about. Marcus says, he said, what is most dangerous also is that we are in a country under a government who does every immoral sexual thing under the sun. There are places that white people pay to go and fulfill your sexual desires. And these people that sit on the highest courts in the land, these are people who are in government. It's at its highest level. These are people, they decide who is right and who is wrong. Let that sink in. Absolutely. Yes, and Babu says, in truth, it's not about buck breaking. It's about buck making. Whenever these stories are, all of these dying media outlets make bank. So with all these stories. And when we had the conversation about Oprah, as usual, Negroes came to her defense, accusing us of attacking our own. She is not and has never been one of us. Nope,
exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, you trying to have this conversation about Oprah's up there with Jesus, Beyonce, Barack, and who else? Some other people that you really just can't say anything about.
Cardi.
Apparently, Cardi B now. Cardi B is who she is. She's a novelty. People like her. I mean, I'm old school hip hop, so Cardi's just on top now. So. Get your album or two and
that's okay. Remember we did that video when she first came out with the what is that, Red Bottoms? What was it called? Her first single that was really big.
Bodak Yellow.
Yeah, Bodak Yellow. Yeah. So we do our homework.
Right. And Cindy says my ex-fiance uncle was a pedophile. He was sleeping with his goddaughter. Lied to says she did not know about. He did not know about her age. They got photos of him at all the parties. She was 9.
Yeah.
How do you not know about a 9-year-old
at a party?
Maybe you thought she was 10.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
11.
But what I'm saying is, and I'm glad Cindy brought that up. Like I said, we act like we're shocked what R. Kelly did or what he's accused of, but we look 15-year-old girl dating a 22-year-old man.
You know what? It's not shocking, but now I think because it's at the forefront, we just really need to address it. Not just necessarily R. Kelly, but pedophilia in our community once and for all. It just needs to be addressed. And Samuel says, I believe the minister said in his speech, the crucifixion of Michael Jackson, Michael got out of his bed and slept on the floor and gave the child his bed. One of the biggest acts of kindness is in a Muslim home. Yeah, so I mean... Again, of course, people are going to, why would a grown man sleep in a bed with a child? It's like all these interviews that I saw his nephew do, all these journalists kept asking him, like, y'all ain't got nothing there. Y'all trying to get that gotcha moment.
Michael Jackson was indicted on 11 counts, and on the 11 counts, he was found not guilty.
End of story.
Absolutely not guilty.
And Marcus says, what has scared Oprah and whites in the media alike? I read your comment the way it was. It says, what has scared Oprah and white people in the media like is that black people actually decided to make up their own mind and stand united in defense of something when we know the media is used to giving us our truth while also giving us our timeline to forgive and forget. Absolutely. 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 What does Professor Clump do?
Yes, his mother. Sherman.
Marcus. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Because same thing with Kamala Harris. They had no idea that black people were actually going to say, hell no, not today. And the same thing with Oprah. I don't think she anticipated the blowback she was going to get, especially from the black community for doing what she did. Yeah. Hey, Nathaniel says, peace,
and on the Kamala thing, it was especially the people in California, because if you're living in Baltimore or whatever, you don't know what's going on here in California, and it took all these people that were jailed, and some of us that are still in jail innocently to say, hey, no, this ain't who you think it is.
I didn't realize I was so far behind the comments, and Monica said bald-headed heifer had cancer. Talking about, well, she don't have cancer now.
Who's that, Gail?
I know, Robin Roberts.
Oh, yeah.
I know she had cancer. I'm talking about, I'm not talking about her having cancer, being bald-headed. I'm saying just bald-headed in general.
In general, yeah.
That's me being mean-spirited, if you will. That's my sister. And Cindy says, however, I learned the network control the reporters. Absolutely. Al says, when Ayala interviewed DMX, he flipped out on her. Yes, remember that? When Ayala interviewed DMX and he flipped out, like, why show that? But of course we know why. Marcus says it's also well known that the singer Seal said he was in a room with Oprah when she was told to be quiet on Harvey Weinstein. Now, for those who want to stand still, consider her credible, or still consider her credibility, incredible. Still consider her credible. This takes away all credibility, and find me one single article where she responds to allegations against Harvey Weinstein. Well,
exactly.
She's not going to. She tried to address it kind of sort of at the Oscars, but she never, to my recollection, called him by name. And Jonelle says, clearly the white media is the greatest weapon aimed against us to keep us in the negative, and our moral state will take the weapon from them. We, in our ignorance, in the degenerative state, give their media, too much ammo. We should never expect a positive image of black men from white media. They will work to crush any positive of black people before the masses sooner or later, as whites have done. Damn, they went to the grave and dug up Michael Jackson for negative attention, and then literally they're talking about exhuming his body. And Amanda says, Cardi B says she wasn't black. Lies. She said... She said, if I ain't black, where did I get this nappy hair? Al says, write it down.
Write it down.
Al says, Party Breed broke Beyonce and Garth Brooks Cardi B broke Beyonce and Garth Brooks attendance record at the Houston Livestock Show and rodeo by 300 people.
Wow.
And Tammy says Michael also said that the parents were in the same house. Yeah, they knew. Al says,
well, we were talking about that one generosity that Michael did with that shady family.
Oh, the cancer patient who lied to people. And Al says, when me and my sister were kids, my grandma once said, y'all booty is just for an exit. Your booty is for an exit and not an entrance. Depending on who you ask.
Yes.
And Cindy says, what pissed them off after the Michael Jackson trial, and he had a mini concert outside.
Yeah, he got on top of the car. They don't care about us.
Not quite as Bucharest.
Yes, he wasn't Bucharest, but...
But yes, I remember that. And Tate says Michael had sleepovers with kids because he was trying to recreate the childhood he never had. Michael seemed like a good man who had a terrible childhood and just wanted to do right by other children who didn't have a lot in life. And that's what he said. That's what his family has said. His nephew said, imagine being Michael Jackson, who has worked since he was 8. Says in order for him to just go to the movies, he had to close the whole thing down. Right. He never had, and he said he would ask them all the time, what's it like to go to a birthday party? What's it like to hang out with your friends? Because he never got to do that stuff. And Jonelle says, exactly, whites old and step near death fly to Africa. They saw near death. They fly to Africa to have sex with young Africans. Another point is that the police in our poor neighborhoods prying on our young children sexually. We need 100% separation. 100% separation and detox from this white nation. We must have a full and complete freedom. The worst is yet to come as long as we are within the confines and regulations of European Zionist America. Yeah, a lot of people have argued we need to separate. That, I mean, that's going to take a lot of work, but I mean, I tend to agree with you. And Marcus says, Neely Fuller said, you will never know the efforts being made to control Black people's way of thinking and how they live. He said that every single detail from the smallest to the biggest is being dissected 24 hours a day. America has 1,800 think tanks around the world. We have a few. No, absolutely. Neely Fuller Jr. Is one of the founders of Defining Racism in America. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, RIP, studied under Neely Fuller Jr. She credits him to a lot of the work. But yes, he is always on the money. And Charles, what's happening? He says, catching the tail end, both of Bernie Sanders people. Oh, shoot.
Uh-oh.
We're not going to vote for Bernie for, well, for one thing, he doesn't believe in reparations for Black people, even though he believed in
reparations for the Jews.
So, just can't have my vote. But you guys should check out somebody named Andrew Yang.
Yes.
This dude is, this guy, I mean, it's worth looking into. Andrew Yang, look at his interview on The Breakfast Club. And Cindy says, just remember what Melissa Harris Perry said. They wanted her to do, to be a Bedouin. She says, yes, I'm not going to be your mammy. And she kept it pushing. Yep. So, yeah.
See, but we in the money game out here.
Right.
We in the money game. You gotta.
Where is Melissa? I haven't seen her.
She does her little book tours and stuff like that. In turn, Steve Harvey. We can't do what white folks do. We gotta sell our integrity because I don't want my family. Cooning nigga, get your ass up out of here. Continue.
Mark, you all right?
I'm all right.
Marcus says, and let's not forget Wade Robson's father committed suicide after these allegations fell through. You don't kill yourself if you're telling the truth. You kill yourself if you built a big scale around your children and it failed. Well, remember with Wade Robson, he initially said that Michael Jackson didn't do anything. As his nephew, Michael Jackson's nephew, tells that Wade Robson was the first one on the witness stand.
Yes.
He says you don't put your star witness as the first witness who could potentially say you did something to him. He says, Wade was in his 20s at the time when he testified, because now I guess Wade is saying he was scared and he was like this bullcocker. You were in the confines of the court, had all these sheriffs around you in your 20s. Michael Jackson can't harm you. You're the first person on the stand, and you could have very easily said Michael Jackson did something to me, but he vehemently denied it repeatedly.
And then they brought in Macaulay Culkin and what's his name, Corey Feldman.
Yeah, which kind of like Corey Feldman is kind of now apologizing for defending him, although he didn't say he did anything. He just, I guess he doesn't want to be ridiculed, if you will.
Yeah, brought in all that little foolishness.
So they're saying that Wade is mad because up until he didn't get the gig for Michael Jackson's Cirque du Soleil. Remember, he had that Michael Jackson one in Vegas. He didn't get the job to be the choreographer or the director, and then that's when it went downhill because I guess his gravy train is drying up in Hollywood, and he needed to make some money. And this is the story that he concocted with James Saychuk. Let's say, because James even said, well, I didn't realize that I was abused until I heard Wade's story. So then I realized that I was abused too. It's like, come on, dude. Al? Not reading that one either. Nice try, though. And Jonelle says, Bernie Sanders don't desire reparations, which only shows what he thinks about Black people, but the damn so-called Jews got reparations, so Bernie can burn with its exploitation tactics.
Right. Okay. I applaud you for saying that, and I am not disagreeing with you, but you also have to give the man his credit, because if it wasn't for Bernie, we wouldn't be talking about these issues at all today. He's the one, 2016, they didn't talk about reparations. They didn't talk about universal health care. They didn't talk about these things. Right. So you got to give the man his due for bringing these issues up. Now, as for me, I'm a Bernie supporter, but is he getting my vote? No.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say you cool with giving your people money, but
and not getting mine.
Black people money. Right. I'm telling you guys, look up Andrew Yang. He's not necessarily talking about reparations either, but this man talking about giving everybody 18 and over $1,000 a month tax free. to do what you want to do with it, to alleviate the stress of living in America. I mean, that sounds good to me, just off the rip.
You know what?
And a lot of other stuff he's talking about. So the money obviously is the one that catches your attention.
And I'm going to tell you guys this: if that idea ever came to fruition, you better start buying some marijuana stock.
Yeah,
because that's what a lot of the money is going to go to.
Among other things, okay? Yes. Mine is one of the damn, right?
Right.
And Marcus says, and the strongest defense of Michael Jackson is that the FBI was in the man's life for more than 10 years, and that a court put him through a trial and found him not guilty 100%. So that means Oprah and white media, it's now saying that the law cannot